My kids are saying that I have guilted them their entire life. And to that, I say, what is wrong with that? It is something that has worked. Why are you guys shaking your heads and stuff? And my son, my 14-year-old middle schooler, made the big claim that if he could run away from home, he would, and he would be just fine, and he would find a way to live. I can't even talk about it anymore. Just watch the video. Hello, namaste. Welcome to the Zarna Garg family podcast where all 5 Gargs are in the house. Today's episode is going to be so fun. It's going to be so light and it's going to make you angry still. I don't know how, but we're going to get right into it. Let me introduce the family. My husband of 28 years, Wall Street veteran, Shalab Garg. My daughter who just finished college and is now working with me full time, Zoya Garg. My son who's in college, Bridge Garg. And my little one, middle schooler, Veer Garg. So today's topic is guilt a good parenting strategy? And obviously, there isn't much to talk about here because it is.
I mean, I just have to respectfully disagree.
What do you mean? Why are you disagreeing?
Because I've never treated my kids as kids from the time they were really little. And my 3 kids will attest to that. I've always treated them as whole individuals and respected their individuality in what they represented. That's how my mom raised me.
Should we do a quick poll? Is guilt an okay way to treat your loved ones, like to convince your loved ones of things? Raise your hand if yes.
Can you give an example? Because
Thank you, Bridge. Thank you.
What's an example of using guilt to condition your kids /
If you don't eat this, I'm going to fall sick.
Right.
No, then it's definitely not.
No, why?
Or if you don't, for a teenager like yourself, if you don't stop seeing this girl that you're currently seeing, then the entire family will break apart. Or if you don't break up with this girl, or if you don't see this girl, one or the other, the family will suffer.
Yes.
Mom, you have used that a lot.
Yes, because it works.
But do you, the 3 of you, ever remember me as your father having used that tactic in any way?
Well, I
haven't, but that also comes with its upsides and downsides, because it also means that as soon as we turn into actual adulthood, you kind of drop us into the ocean. I'm not an adult yet, but I've seen it with them too.
That's true, but why should I not? I mean, why should an adult not be dropped into adulthood?
Because it can be good to have a little send-off.
Did anyone notice mom's holding my hand?
because he's about to drop you in the ocean of adulthood.
Yeah, I mean, like at 23 years of age, Zoya can be president of the United States if she wanted to be.
No,
she can't.
It's not even
She
true.
actually legally
It's
cannot.
35 years.
Yeah.
Oh, the minimum is 35 years?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, Bridge, I'm surprised you raised your hand.
Yes, Bridge, yes.
Wait, that doesn't mean that he sides with the way that
No,
you
I
use.
actually do. I think there's 2 options for how you can get your kids to do what you need them to do. Well, first of all, I think as parents, you have the ultimate decision and responsibility to make decisions on your kids' behalf that they might like or might really dislike, because you know what's best for them. No, of course not.
Okay.
I mean, from ages like 0 to 16.
17.99.
Yeah, 17.99. Like, I think from those stages, the parent should be able to make virtually every single decision for them to push them towards what they believe is best. And in my opinion, there's only 2 real ways to get them to do it. And one is through respect / fear, where like they're like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna get my beat or something bad is gonna happen. Or 2, you do it through love / guilt, where they just like love you so much that when you guilt them, they feel so bad because of it. So I think if those are your 2 options, I respect the one of love / guilt a lot more than the other one.
Yeah, and also guilt works. This is a strategy that has worked for like 1,000 years. Why are we messing with something that works?
But do you know when you're guilting us?
On what basis? Do you have statistics to prove that?
Every parent from time immemorial, you have gods.
No way that using
You
guilt is not like damaging in children.
No,
There's gotta be some statistic that parents who've used the guilting method have like raised kids that have
You
social
guys are
anxiety
going to
or
be in
something.
therapy no matter what. You have anxiety, nothing, no matter what. The wind blows and you have anxiety. What do you want us to do about it? I just need to get the thing done. If I'm going to sit there and be like, please try to understand, this is a bad move, then you guys don't understand it.
I'm more in favor of Bridges' first point, which is to make the decisions on their behalf, because that's your responsibility, but not guilt them into doing it.
Yeah,
So how would you get them to respect your decision?
just do
It
it.
doesn't mean just do it. They don't
Yeah.
have to respect the decision because they don't know it better yet. They're not adults yet.
Do you have an example where mom's done that?
Mom's done what? Guilt?
Yes.
Or which option?
Both. Yes.
Yeah, when I wanted to go, I didn't want to go to this math camp during the summer one year. And I really, really didn't want to go. And she didn't guilt me. She literally told me, just go do it. And you're doing it. I'm signing you up. You're going. And as much as I didn't want to go, she made me do it. And now it's one of the most fond memories I've had in my life.
Who
So it
won
does
a
work.
national prize in math that year? That summer, which Garg came home with a national prize in like math
I
achievement?
mean, not Zarna Garg.
Who won the spelling bee with no help from any of you guys? I can throw that right back out.
You know why? No, you cannot. I'll tell you why. I'm throwing it right back you at what you threw at me because it didn't work. It is the ethos of this family with the older two that has already been placed that you just kind of rode that way.
That is not true.
That
at
is
all.
absolutely.
How? What are you
No,
talking
because
about?
you knew that this is an important thing. Because we made the older two cry and drag them through every spelling and math and chess competition.
And
you
they lost every single one.
No, but they set the stage for you. They walked so you could run.
Wow.
Okay,
You know the
like she's
saying?
not. That was not like a wise moment. Just-
Do you know?
she said something. She thought she did something, and it
Yes,
did nothing.
that is the saying. You walk so you can run. That is what people.
Wait, but Veer, I think you have been guilted less than me and Brett.
Yeah,
Would you say that's
I
true?
think that generally I've gotten the softest, like the softest version of mom compared to the way that she acted on
Yeah.
YouTube.
But what's the impact on his personality then?
He's a lot more
Audience
stubborn.
Our audience
Yes.
agrees that he is the wisest of all of us.
Nobody is agreeing to that.
Well, why don't we take a poll?
Again, take a poll. Oh.
Is Veer the wisest of the 5 Gargs adjusted for age? Or is he not?
You just kind of came up with that from where? Okay.
Well, let's just see what they have to say.
Okay. Anyway, coming back to the topic of guilt, and it's not just one way. You guys guilt me too. You guys guilt the parents too. It's not like don't sit there acting all holier than thou as if you guys don't use guilt on us.
I don't feel like I
I don't think I've ever guilted you.
No one woke up today. I didn't have my breakfast today. Like that is all some kind
That's
of guilt.
not guilt. Oh,
Yes, it
I think you're
is.
misunderstanding what guilt is.
No.
I think moms experience guilt on a very high level.
Oh, so
irrespective.
that guilt is just falling out of a sky.
No.
I don't have guilt. My entire existence is coated with guilt, and that's just
I
other
don't even
people
know what that
doing it.
means. What does that mean?
No. Moms experience a tremendous amount of guilt.
Shut up.
Well, my entire life is, what did you say? My life is
Coded by guilt.
coded by, what does that mean?
Yes,
Explain.
every day I experience guilt. His laundry is not done in time. I feel guilty. Now,
is
he just
self-inflicted guilt.
he just did it. Oh my God, he just did it. I won the spelling bee with no help from you guys. That was guilt. Did you see that?
How is
Audience,
guilt?
did
This
you
is
see
like
that?
ultimate-
This is
you're
him.
creating your own
This was
politics.
also gaslighting, and it was. What's the other word, sir?
You know, mom. There's this photo.
What's the other?
There's
word? Besides gaslighting, they say one more thing.
Traumatic?
No, it was
Breadcrumbing?
there's this photo.
Oh, breadcrumbing.
I don't think it's breadcrumbing.
Little. Did you see that?
There's this photo of this guy with his hands out, and there's these handcuffs that are 10 sizes too big, so he can easily just take his hand out whenever he wants. That's what you are doing, right? You're creating your own problems out of nowhere.
No.
Like this is self-inflicted guilt.
No, I don't agree.
I thought he will do anything to be the good cop. Can you just
being the good cop.
Can you
I'm
just
calling
give him
I'm
the
actually calling you
parent
out
of the
on
year?
something.
What-
I'm saying
what
you have
I-
attention deficit, or what is that thing called?
ADHD.
ADHD.
What?
Okay, there's no correlation between the two.
Where did that just
Where
come
did that
from?
just come from?
Yeah, because it's not guilt. It just feels like if something random busyness is not occurring, it leads you to question that you may not be doing something.
No, I think that moms shoulder so much guilt over anything that goes wrong with
Yeah.
the family.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. And that
Thank
guilt
you.
is very heavy.
Thank you.
But I don't
Where did that
know.
come from?
Where? From human nature, from the way the world works. Everybody blames the mother. You go do something wrong out there, they're gonna be like, his mother didn't teach
Our
him.
entire life, who has ever blamed you for anything?
Oh my God.
Have you blamed her for something?
No, but I do think that we were raised well in the sense that we know not to blame mom.
No, but I get blamed so many times. He has gone on over and over about football. I just
I
need
have
people to
never,
No.
ever.
Hold on. You've
I mean,
been
he was as good a
Upset.
quarterback as Tom Brady Jr.
see that? Do you see
Wait,
that?
I didn't never.
I put an end to my son's football
Tackle football.
thing, which tackle, not the one where you push and fall on each other. I left America. I left America for a few days for work to support this family. And guess what happened behind my back? He took him to football and signed up for everything that this kid wanted. It was a horrible, bad idea, but he just did it. And you know why he did it? Because he knew that the minute I came back, I will reverse it all and I will be the bad cop once again. So he got to be the hero to his son. He got his son to say, my dad always wanted me to do it. It's my mom. So, and how precious of you to be like, when have you ever been guilted?
I mean, that's how presidential, vice presidential relations. You were in a coma, so I became president. And
I was in a coma. I was out on the road working. It's the opposite of a coma. I was literally working every day, morning and night. I was flying all over, and he just went and, Bridge, now tell us about your football thing.
I don't even know what to tell you at this
We're talking about guilt.
No,
we are
but
talking
have
about
you
guilt.
not held it against me for a long time that you
No,
didn't let me?
I haven't.
Bridge, you've talked about, if you've been watching this
I don't
podcast.
bring it up. If you're
the
watching this
OG.
podcast, I never bring it up. Clips.
I have to side with mom here.
Can you please say?
Okay, I'm
Thank
not
you.
saying you directly like guilt trip her for it, but you definitely bring it up a lot to the point where it's kind of like
I don't bring it up.
You
This is just a lie.
There is evidence. It's on tape.
Every time it's mom saying, bringing it up, and then saying, Bridge, you kids keep bringing it up. But I never brought it up in the first place. It all just came out of her own.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
I have
this
receipts.
football example, I didn't bring up. You brought it up.
No, but because
And
I have
this is how it
receipts,
started.
and now you're acting like Zoya. Has he not brought it up?
You brought it up.
Can
You have.
There-
Okay, but
Okay, so
100
I really
different
want you to bring up the clips.
maybe until a couple of years ago, not in the recent.
Yeah, I don't, she brings it up. That's my point.
my question is for you, Mom. When you guilt us,
Yeah.
which is a much more common occurrence, and I actually do think that Mom guilting us is because she wants us to make good decisions, and she doesn't know how else
She
to
wants to
motivate
make
us.
you she wants you to make decisions that she would make, not
Yeah.
necessarily good decisions.
That's true.
Is that true?
What does that mean?
What bad?
Wait, that's
But I'm
a
making good
significant point to
I
me.
think those would be good decisions from her perspective.
Yeah.
I want you to make decisions that you can own, whether they are good or bad.
No. Why?
The
But
learning
why?
The learning that comes.
That,
It's
no,
sort of like
we
how
did the
talked about
learning.
This boy, Zoya.
But you're talking about a different age range.
Remember that long conversation that we had on the telephone?
Yes, we did, but I actually think that that should have been maybe a moment that a parent should have been like, you should not be pursuing this anymore.
Thank you.
Well,
Even though I did appreciate your open-mindedness, I do think that the actual hard thing to do in a situation where a girl, or especially a girl, is indulging a relationship that isn't clearly good for her, the right thing is for a parent to intervene. Now, that intervention might end up creating friction, which it has in the past with Mom, but I actually think that that was maybe the harder thing to do.
Wait, I completely disagree with that.
Your desire to pursue potentially love. How did I do something so wrong?
But the guy was not right.
How are
But
you
literally, your eyes can see. It's like my eyes can see from a distance that a volcano is about to erupt, and my child
Wait,
is
but-
standing on top of a volcano. Is gonna be
Your eyes can
swallowed up by the molten lava, and you'll be like, "But you don't know how she's gonna feel."
But Mom-
it might feel warm and cozy.
Mom, Dad's mom thought you weren't the correct person for Dad, and probably guilted Dad a lot over that decision.
True. Very
So
true.
how does that play out with guilt or
raised me that way. She was she was very hands off.
But she didn't believe that
that's
Mom
not
was the
true.
correct fit, right? I mean, you write about that in your book.
On that particular topic, yes.
That's the most
Yeah.
important topic.
But that's the point. Is like you don't think the guy for Didi is the correct guy, but his mom didn't think you were the correct girl for Dad. So how does this
Yeah.
He is
I-
correct in his statement that you are pushing us to make the decision that you believe is the correct.
And I just want to interject here because I know a lot of kids watch this podcast with their parents. And for those kids, I want to know if you experience this too. When you feel guilty, you also feel guilty because you feel like your parent is right. You know, it's not like, especially in immigrant families or families where you really, really respect your parents' word, you actually are terrified of making bad choices. And so you value that parent's opinion. This whole Hollywood-esque moment of, my mom doesn't agree with me, I'm moving out of the house, right? Like that is not something that we experience in our families. Would you say that's true?
Correct.
And so it's hard
I
sometimes.
ran away before.
What? When?
You first of all, she's kicked me out the house before.
That's true.
So
I got that side of the stick.
I've never gotten kicked out of the house.
no, Veer, you've never gotten kicked out the house. I've gotten kicked out the
Yes,
house.
he has. You
when-
were really kicked out, but he has.
When did he
His
get
is like
kicked
a
out of the
baby
house?
slap kick
No,
out the
he
house.
when he behaved badly one time.
I was kicked out of the house that I wasn't allowed in the building. That's a separate type.
When
of
did
kick.
that happen?
And And one time I ran away and slept in the basketball room, and mom had to fetch me out of the basketball room. We have like a basketball area in our building, and she had to fetch me out of that one part because I ran away.
Why?
Because mom and me got into major fights.
I got kicked out of the house today. I can make ends meet.
Yeah, there.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
so you explain a little bit what do you mean?
I think for a few, like not permanently, but I think for a few nights I can make ends meet.
Oh, for a few nights.
Yo, I'd figure it out. I feel like I have the skills to make that work.
Would you rely on your friends?
Or your older girlfriend?
Either, both. I can make both work.
No, but can I just go back to addressing the grandmother issue? Because
Yeah.
people are going to be like, she never answered it.
Yeah.
Your grandmother,
Yeah.
Shalab's mom, had a very different parenting philosophy and strategy.
Okay.
She believes in the hands-offness of it all. And I respect that. It worked out for her. He left home at a very early age and has never lived at home and is kind of not in the day-to-day grind of building with them anything or whatever, right? They have a different relation. I obviously have a very different philosophy. You guys are 20 something and I insist on building this thing together. There's practically an umbilical cord that still ties us all together. And that is a philosophy that I believe in. And I'm not going to apologize for what I believe in and how I execute my family, just as she should not apologize for how she executed her family life. She
Okay.
created the children that she wanted.
Someone to respect from you.
Yeah, that's that.
No, I think she did.
never
Listen, she made the bed that she is lying in, and I hope that she's happy with it. And I will lie in the bed that I've made. But I believe in family unity. I come from a family that has built together. I come from a family that believes in being close-knit. And that is how this family is going to be run. And if a little bit of guilt goes a long way, then that is what it's going to be.
But the point is that your guilt trips are meant to make it so that we do execute the decision that you believe is best. And I'm saying I agree with that from ages 0 to 17, but after that, I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
Wow.
Because I think it's just way too much cushioning. Like with the Didi boy situation, I very adamantly disagree with the fact that you stepped in there. It's one thing to step in afterwards
I
and then
didn't
explain
step
your
in.
perspective.
She asked for the advice.
She did not ask for the advice.
She
You were
did.
screaming for me and Veer.
Advice.
Hold on. She went downstairs. Didi did not text mom, come downstairs. Didi had no idea she was coming downstairs. That was a completely separate situation. Maybe after we're hearing the advice is very important and you should then step in and give advice. Like dad says, if we ever ask him for advice, he'll always give it to us. But you have to let people make bad decisions.
You need people to know that dad's advice is basically whatever will make you guys feel good.
That's not true.
No, give me an example of when you said something that upset them and you dealt with it.
I can give one.
Yeah.
He just told me that he wants me to get a corporate internship, but I don't want to. But he said that it would be really valuable. That's a disagreement we have.
That's true. I said that to Didi as well.
No, I'm saying when did you ask for something and he said no? That's fine. He's just giving
Saying
you
no to like a request.
to something that you want to do. When was he ever a bad cop in your parenting life? I would like
Wait,
to
okay, hold on. This is no longer advice then.
It is a form of advice, right?
How-
The bad cop has to step in and say, I advise you not to do this.
Do you feel like you're constantly the bad cop?
100% and all the time. He's always the good cop and he has the comfort of being the good cop because he knows I will not let it go.
So how do you embrace being the bad cop?
I don't embrace it. I'm exhausted by it. It's killing me. But I don't know what else to do.
Wait, so why did you kick Bridge out of the house? Can someone
Just a
explain?
month ago
Yeah.
on a family trip.
Why are we not talking about it?
If you knew the reason.
Hold on, your dad is saying something.
In a text about a month ago, and I think Didi responded to that text as well. I said to them that my adult kids' success is not mine, and their failures are ones for them to learn from. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's how I really feel.
You just have different parenting philosophies though. Completely.
Yeah, I have the same parenting philosophy that I grew up with. And to be honest, it has worked out well for me and my brother, right?
Yeah.
I can't really honestly say that is necessarily a bad parenting methodology, right? Who is to say that this current parenting methodology that your mom is so adamantly talking about is, in fact, in the right interest of you as adults? Who is to say that?
I will say it.
How?
I'm saying it.
What basis?
There is not much to think about. Right now, we're all sitting together building a family brand and there is
No, that how do you? And I think actually I agree with that. That's great that the kids are doing that. But you have no way to know that in an alternative path, Didi Zoya would not have created another
Yeah, no, I don't know. I assume that. Listen, Zoya is a Stanford graduate. Last year, when she was trying to decide, should I go work for a company? Should I go work with my mother? I played it out to the nth degree. I will answer your question. I played it out to the nth degree. I was like, let's say Zoya is to create that billion-dollar unicorn tech company that like Stanford graduates pine for, YC Combinator, trash that it is, but they do create one good company every few generations. Like, let's say she created all of that, but that meant she has to do that alone without the family supporting her, without us being around her, then it's a failure in my eyes.
How is that a failure?
Bro.
Because no, I will tell you why. Because whether she does that or this, she's going to succeed one way or another. So why will our everyday life not be filled with the love and joy of family and we do it together? I have extreme
Because
confidence.
she's going to be incorporating another family in her life at some point down the line.
I don't think that's.
Well, that's the thing. See, that's the thing. In his mind, you belong to another family.
I
Because
don't
that is
feel
the
that
Indian way.
I do not feel that way.
You will take over another guy and his family and then split. And that is a big revolution that I've seen in America, that women don't have to abandon their own families when they get
Abandonment
married.
is a strong word, but I'm just saying that if there is another adult involved with whom she has a relationship and a family, and that adult has a family too, all of a sudden the priorities are split.
Wait, no, mom will always come first.
No, but that's fine. The priorities.
You say that right now.
No.
No,
The priorities will be different, and I don't disagree with that. But
That man may not like her doing family podcasts. Or
well, then she will have to decide: is she a fit with a guy who's like, I don't like your family podcast?
yeah, but what if he is a doctor?
Would you rather if I found a guy that you really liked because he was successful in all the different criteria, and he said, you have to give up the family podcast, but if you do, I will marry you. Would you want me to give up the family podcast?
I mean, I would see that as a controlling act. So
Okay,
I alert you to
okay,
that.
got it.
He's trying to control you, and now he's controlling you about this. Now you have to worry about what else he may be controlling about.
Okay.
So that's what I would alert you to.
That's great parenting.
But if that particular point was just a sub point in an overarching larger discourse that you're having, then yes, I would support that idea.
We're going to take a brief second to tell you about our sponsor for today's episode. If you're a founder, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person, you want to hire, you might need a consultant, you might need payroll, employee benefits, and all kinds of things. The easiest way to do it is hipebl.ai. There is an AI-based human resources management company out there that does it all. I've had to hire so many people for so many different jobs. Sometimes I need a part-time person. Sometimes I need a full-time person. Sometimes I need multiple people to work on one project, and then when that project is done, the job is done. Everything you need will be matched with people who have those skills, and you can pick among the best. Their new standard discounted pricing is $399 US per month per employee, but it contains all your costs. Go to hipebl.ai, hipebl.ai, to get a free estimate of what it would cost to get all your problems solved. That's hipebl.ai. It's one of the best things I ever did. Hold on for a minute. I want to address something that you were like, oh. Let me explain something.
Can I interject for a second? Every time I make a reaction, you stash it for like 10 minutes and then always come back to it. I don't know why.
Your reactions are so annoying. I will say, every time I'm doing, right now we're in person, when we're online and I see like our 5 little boxes next to each other and I'm making a point and you're just like laughing at me while I'm making
Yeah,
a point.
exactly.
You realize how annoying that is?
No,
Do you
it's
realize-
gaslighting.
It's gaslighting. It's annoying. It's disrespectful. You're trying to. It's like suggesting that your point is stupid and that I'm superior to you.
Yes.
That's how it seems.
That's right, Veer. You tell him.
That's not fair, Bridge.
Yes.
You always jump to Bridget's defense.
Now he will jump in.
Yeah.
Two other people are like, don't say. No, I know, but he'll jump in as like the
Like, this is ridiculous.
the rider, the passenger on a car.
Question for the audience, another poll. Is Zarna just out to lunch? Is she just basically a crazy person? Yes or no?
Stop doing that.
Poll is that?
That's a
Please
poll.
Answer that.
I literally just titled this episode "The Gaslighters on All Sides." Literally, just call it that.
Okay, I want to pivot a little bit.
No,
Wait, mom has not gotten her
I
point
want
out.
to. I want to say, Bridge. When I said that if Zoya could form a tech company unicorn, I played it out and I decided I still don't want that life for. I want this life for. It's not because I don't want her to succeed. In fact, it's the opposite. It's because I am such supreme faith that you guys will succeed no matter what you do. So why would you not succeed living a life that is fulfilling on the everyday basis? Now, you, for example, have a tech startup you want to do, but if every day in the journey of making that money, you're miserable, you hate the people you're working with, you hate the work that you're doing, but you're gonna get paid, you think you're gonna get paid, you don't know you're gonna get paid. I don't want you to live that life. I would like to believe your dad and I have built a foundation that at the very least, you don't have to live that life and you can build in a way that is a slightly more joyful existence. This is not to say, oh, cancel your dreams. I'm saying let's all dream together and build together and actually even do good in the world together.
Okay, I'd like to-
What is so ooh about that?
Okay, wait. First of all, I do agree with your point that if you believe that regardless of the path, it's a unicorn path. So
Yeah.
whether it's a tech startup unicorn
Yeah.
or it's a family business unicorn, they're both the same. So dedicating your life towards one of them doesn't alter the outcome of the event. I do agree with that. However, where I originally agreed with that because I understood your point better, but now I'm starting to disagree with you again because I don't like how you said that if you're not fulfilled building your unicorn startup, then you're not going to be, then it's not better than doing the family thing. When in the first place, if you build any sort of unicorn tech startup, you're going to be fulfilled because you're not able to grow something, scale it, and spend every single day hours working on it unless you are fully in love with what you're doing. And it's not fair to say that that Didi, for example, could be working on a tech product and she would hate it because it's not with the family.
I'm not saying she would.
Yeah.
I'm saying when I consider the two alternatives, if I felt right now
Yeah.
that you guys don't like doing this with
Yeah.
me, I would be the first one to be like, go with my blessing, go do your own thing. But to give something you love up because some other thing may be more valuable or less valuable on the margin, ultimately life has to be lived now, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Wow.
you have to live life
Wow
today.
about that.
No, I
Just say wow for anything. Life has to be lived now. Wow. Like seriously, 1 + 1 = 2. Wow.
No,
Plus B squared
no.
is A squared plus B squared plus 2.
Okay, no, Shalab. Yeah, like let's make Shalab happy. Like, ooh, are you happy now?
Like seriously, Zoya, like you will just literally say wow for anything. We should take a poll on that too.
Not another poll.
People are saying wow for anything when it comes to her mom.
Okay.
wait, I'm in a really zen point in my life where I've decided that my crazy relationship with mom is so crazy, but I wouldn't give it up for anything. You know, I just
Because you
wouldn't.
haven't had
No,
a
it's because you keep.
adult
Oh,
long-term relationship yet.
No, I don't think that's
Will be the
true.
cornerstone of your remaining.
The things that we accomplished together, can I just bring up one thing? We had this giant Beacon Theater show as of 4 days ago, okay? Sold out 3,000 seats. We're not going to talk about work because we know your feedback. You don't like to hear about work. We hear you. But there was a giant Dunkin' Donuts truck outside of the show. And on each donut, it said, Zarna runs on Dunkin', sort of, she walks.
mostly.
Mostly she walks. Can you guys even fathom, like, your mom's face is on, it's on a donut, on all of these donuts. And to be able to say, you know, I think one thing that is super important when it comes to a career or your work and what makes you passionate is like, what are the most original things you're able to accomplish together as a team? Like, who on earth can say that they were able to pull that off together?
But Dad's point is that you don't know if you weren't able to accomplish that because you didn't go the
I
alternative
don't
route.
care. I think for the rest of my life, I'm
in
going to be
life,
able
you
to
don't know
enjoy
a lot
that
of
moment.
No, I know.
Your dad
you
thinks,
have to know.
No, hold on. Your dad thinks all these things because he is always thinking, what if I would have gone another way? Nobody. Some of us are very happy.
That's not the okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dad, but I feel like the point you're trying to make is that it's mom is making it very black and white with the idea that you had to go this route to be a unicorn, or you could have went a different route, but it might not have been the same level of fulfilling or creation. And what you're saying is you don't actually know that because it could have been completely better or worse depending on the other route.
That's correct. And also leaving room for the unknown with respect to the romantic partners, more serious romantic partners that each of you may have.
We're going to take a second to tell you about our sponsor for today's episode, AG1. I'm going to tell you, the health supplement industry has lost the plot. There are different supplements for everything. There's one thing for protein, there's another thing for fiber, there's another thing for antioxidants. AG1 has finally brought sanity back to the supplement industry. One thing that meets all your needs. You mix in water, drink it first thing in the morning. They have all these different flavors. They have berry, they have citrus, they have other things. But the minute I tasted berry, I was like, this is my guy. I have never looked back. But you should experiment with all the different flavors. It's one scoop in 8 ounces of water. Start your day with it. It's not just about discipline, it's about habit. AG1 has over 50,000 verified 5-star reviews and comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time only, go to drinkag1.com/Zarna to get a free AG1 flavor sampler and AGZ sampler to try all the flavors, plus the free vitamin D3 and K2 and AG1 welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription offer. They're giving so much, I can't even read it all. They're gonna send you a whole thing for free at drinkag1.com/Zarna. This is a limited time offer, only available while supplies last. 50,000 verified 5-star reviews. You're not gonna top this, I'm telling you. We're gonna take one more second to tell you about our sponsor for today's episode, The Real Real. The best authenticated luxury resale site in the world. I'm obsessed. I hang out on The Real Real all the time. And the winter season is coming to a close. You might be thinking, what are people wearing for spring? What can I do with my winter things that I no longer wear? What can I do with last year's spring things that I was meaning to get rid of, but I didn't? Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Fendi, they have all these brands and so many more on The Real Real. It's the best authenticated luxury resale site with, are you ready for this? 10,000 new items added daily. It's obsessive. Once you go on their website, you can't stop going. The Real Real is the most trusted name in authenticated luxury resale. With over 10,000 new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The Real Real. And now get $25 off your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/Zarna. That's therealreal.com/Zarna to get your $25 off. Start shopping now at therealreal.com/Zarna.
I don't think this is a disagreement. I think that we're just I
No,
think this is just
there is a disagreement. I'll tell you who. Because I'm not saying this path will lead to unicorn. I don't know where this path will lead. I'm not trying to create a unicorn.
Yeah.
I will say I will take just a corn. But the corn should be a happy corn.
Zoya, do you think
It's okay. We're making a living.
Zoya,
We're making a living. We're making a good life.
towards you finding a life partner?
Yes.
So there you go.
But I don't care.
Okay, that's beside the point. Agree she's a liability.
If my life is spent cherishing my mom, I'm okay with it.
Okay, I
Saying
like.
that now, but that's
I actually mean it. I actually do.
Okay, can we? The other form of guilt trip that is so prominent in our household is you two guilt tripping me.
Why did you just get involved in this chat?
Yes.
You have no guilt trip.
it's not guilt tripping. You have it's actually Dad's philosophy. There is no guilt trip. You have to do what we say.
Yeah, you have to do
That is
it.
not how that works at all.
I have said that consistently. I said that to Bridge when Didi was older and he was not. I said that to you when Bridge Bhaiya was older and you were not. That they do have that
So
right and responsibility.
if I'm a day if you guys had if we had a fourth sibling and I'm a day older than them, they would have to listen to everything I say.
Hey, but if you were 2 years
I mean, first of all, it'll be very hard to have two siblings only a day apart.
But talking about guilt, Bridge just yelled at all of us about how his seat is not the best seat on the sofa and whatever, and he needs to move to a chair and his back and blah, blah. Are you okay now, Bridge?
my back hurts if I sit in a weird position like I was.
Okay.
And I felt like this would make a good triangle, so
Oh, okay.
And your oldest sibling power isn't strong enough to keep your back up to a 14-year-old in the exact same position. Okay, let's let that go.
it's the exact
Anyways,
same position.
I'm sitting in the same position.
Center of the camera like
But
this.
I'm sitting like you were sitting. I'm 50 years old.
15 years
You're
old.
welcome to get a chair. I'm worried about my health, my posture. These are things that matter for my future.
Okay, can we go back to what I was saying? You guys guilt trip me into doing anything you want. Literally, you guys got into, oh my God, Bridge is back for 2 days. We're gonna go broke for how many board games he just bought. Like you guys will guilt trip me into doing.
We haven't played Catan once since you've gotten back. Not
The
once.
simple answer to that is that until you're 18, you have a mind of your own, but it's pretty much useless because you can't make decisions with it. Either your siblings, adult siblings, will make those decisions for you, or your parents will make those decisions for you. On some decisions, it is as if he doesn't have a mind. It doesn't matter.
No, but he has.
Those two things cannot go synonymously.
For example, you started to see an older woman as a girlfriend, remember? And I
Yes.
didn't say anything about that. Did I? Once.
So wait, I don't understand. So you're gonna treat me like an adult here, but not here?
Because that's part of growing up in teenage and experiencing life. So I'm supportive where I need to be, but when it comes to a digital decision where it can only be point A or point B, and there may be a disagreement, you don't really have a mind.
I don't know. He's just babbling.
I don't know.
The whole point is that
don't even know what
Bridge
he's
and Zoya use guilt towards him. So, haha, on the topic of guilt.
Agreed with you about the guilt.
It doesn't sound like guilt to me. I feel like they just directed him to do
Yeah,
something.
it's not also
No, it was very much.
It's a lot.
Wait, I do use
It's
guilt.
a lot of guilt.
Exactly.
I
This
do use
poor
guilt.
boy doesn't want to
they
play
learned that from
Catan.
father.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I use directness.
Wait, I use guilt.
No, you use guilt. You use directness. Together, you guys use guilt, though.
No, he uses guilt too.
You guys are together.
I'm always
usually
like,
just tell
Bridge
you
is
this is
about
how
to
it
leave, and you're prioritizing this random
No,
person
you guys
over
very much
Bridge.
guilt-tripped me, and it was extremely hurtful.
It's hurtful?
Apologize.
It's hurtful.
Want to say you're sorry?
You cannot speak to your sister like that, first of all. I don't like the tone that
I
you're
don't like that either.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, still, you guys guilt trip me way too much. It's ridiculous. Like,
it is. He doesn't want to play a game and they insist on
But
dragging
when he
him.
looks back on his life, he will be so grateful that his older sister. No, the reason why mom is always like this is because she's the youngest sibling in her family, so she's the Veer of their family, and so she was grown up. They dragged her to the pool. They dragged her to this, and don't you remember those memories so fondly?
Yeah, but I didn't like it when it was happening.
Okay, but you remember it so fondly.
No, but
all
it's the-
3 chapters of your book about
How much you love them. Yes. See, she knows.
all this is proving is that guilt works. Is what I'm gonna
I
say.
said it.
All this is.
Wait, my question is though,
raise my hand.
I think that guilt is a phenomenally interesting tool. And as someone who is the master of guilt, if I'm not gonna name any names.
I don't know.
I'm just so as a master of guilt, how can you teach a parent how to use it on their kids? How do you do guilt? Kids
What kind
just
of like lesson?
no, it is a lesson. It's a
Old-fashioned
lesson.
way.
What is old?
It starts off with that statement, right? You should do what you want.
Yeah.
You remember that statement?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you should do what
You should do it. How does it?
It's like the minute
Tell
that
us.
statement is uttered, you know you can do anything but what you want.
Tell us, Bridge.
Okay, so I had this one memory where this was back, we were in a different apartment. It was way younger. I think before Vera was born, it was just me and Didi. And we used to have 2 beds in one room, one on one side, one on the other. And I remember mom was trying to get myself and Didi to go to sleep. So she told us, she got us in the room. She wanted us to sleep really badly to take a nap. And I kept telling her, I don't want to take a nap. I don't want to take a nap. I don't want to take a nap. And then eventually she said, okay, fine. Do what you want. I'm going to take a nap. You don't have to take a nap. So I said, okay. And then I walked out of the room. And then she said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How could you possibly not take a nap after I just told you? And then I said, you said it's fine. Do whatever you want. And then she crashed out of me. And then I ended up having to take a nap. Otherwise, it would have been like World War III.
Partly because she was, not a very hard work. She did not want to work, so she wanted you to sleep so that time she could have for free for herself.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Because she was a stay-at-home mom.
Dad, you're like
Dad, that's not funny.
resignation.
That is not funny at all.
What is next after gaslight? What is next after gaslight?
Flamethrowing.
Yeah, it's like literally like just. I mean, do you see what he just did?
I very
That
much
wasn't
see.
good. Okay, but can you tell us more tools if a parent wants to use guilt?
Old-fashioned guilt. It works. I'm going to go and kill myself. It has worked every time. Mothers have used it since time immemorial. And then kids think about it and be like, do you want to lose your mother over this? And then it works. You then fall into line and do the right thing. Now, it doesn't sound good when you hear about it like this, but why you trying to reinvent the wheel when there are strategies in place that have worked is beyond me.
Wow.
I'm going to drink poison. You can come up with new things.
I don't know if I agree with that necessarily.
You don't have to.
Or I think another way that you use guilt that really works on me is you threaten my greatest goal
Yeah.
with what behavior I'm enacting in. So you're like, Oh, do you think that a Fortune 500 CEO would act like this or
Yeah.
would engage in this
True.
behavior?
I used to say that to you, right? When
Yeah.
you wanted to ride city bike, I said, oh, no, you want to do a poll. Let me ask the audience. These kids, they take outside investors so seriously when you're doing tech startups and all that, right? If YC gives you 5 pennies, you're like, oh my God, YC rules, YC rules. Okay, but mom and dad are investing in your lives and we are putting in all the money to build your life from zero to wherever you are. But when we give you rules, you get upset.
Hold on, we gave rules to non-adult kids, but they didn't have a choice.
No,
They did not.
we are helping the
At
kids.
10 years of age and said that my parents send me to this school. They didn't do that, right? It's a decision.
I'm talking about adult kids also. We're still helping them, right? Like in
Yeah,
a
but I'm
good
just
way.
saying that-
But I'm saying, why isn't the investment of a parent's money taken as seriously as outside investor money? At the end of the day, it's the same thing.
That's true.
I mean, there's a couple of differences, but yeah, I see your point.
What is the difference? Tell me.
I mean, there's many differences. One is you're accepting an actual amount of money for a piece part of your company. And you can make the argument that you're also giving us money or paying for rent. Depends on the circumstance. But in most tech startups, once they raise, most of them are living almost completely financially independent and living on their own. Maybe it's with an incubator, or if it's YC, they'll live in San Francisco as part of something.
Is it ethical for parents to control their kids with money?
Yes.
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 What does that mean?
I mean, like,
So-
Anis do it, but I don't know if that's.
Oh, well.
A lot of parents will make it so that their kids are dependent on their bank account as a way of keeping them close. So they'll pay for example, this is very common in a lot of families where the grandparents will pay for the grandchildren's tuition. And in exchange for that, the parent is then dependent on the parents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
like one use case, but that it comes and manifests in apartments and manifests in huge payments. Is that an ethical thing to do?
Correct. Yes.
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 Okay. Why?
Why not? It's great for the parents. You get to control your kids. That's great.
So if Dadi paid for my tuition in the future, would you be close to her?
We would have to be. This is how it is in the world. If Dadi did that and Dadi paid for this and Dadi, a lot of the grandparents, you wouldn't be the world's first. Lot of grandparents, and it's not necessarily tuition. It's like, I'll take you on a vacation. I'll buy you this gift. I'll put the down payment on the house.
But you accept it?
I don't know. I mean, I personally, I don't like being controlled, so I don't think so.
You've never accepted it.
I've never accepted, but I mean, they're not also
Yeah, they were not in a position.
in a position to give like that, which is fine, and we don't even probably wouldn't accept it. But the world is run on that kind of math, and it does work.
Dad, have you seen with your friends that this is
Happens
a thing?
all the time.
Happens all the time. And it sneaks up on people.
It sneaks up on people before you know it. Your late 20s, early 30s, and you've been doing it for 10 years. You're dependent on it. Now you're dependent on it for life. Happens with hedge fund managers and their sons and daughters,
Really?
dads and parents' businesses all the time.
Yeah, and those kids likely can never
It's a
earn.
billionaire thing, not a millionaire thing. So in other words,
No,
the
that's
parent
not
has to be
true.
pretty substantially wealthy.
Millionaires do it all the time. It's not a billionaire
meaning
thing.
that's a
Indian
substantial
parents are
amount of money.
doing it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I think Indian parents do it through paying for med school tuition.
Yeah.
And paying for tuitions over and over. And I've seen it all
Or
the
they'll
time.
pay for a big wedding and be like, we're paying for this
Yes.
big wedding. We can invite 100 people.
By the way,
Is this cactus a new plant, by the way? Another new plant?
oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Who told them?
I just noticed it. There is another cactus now.
There's a 3, 4 in the
Yeah, Mom.
The amount of plants in the house right now is kind of crazy.
Unheard.
That is not.
How are you going to sit on this
How
cactus?
is this plant is attacking you from like Bridge? Do you see this? Like, what is this cactus doing to you from far away?
Okay, wait, I have a question.
It's giving you oxygen.
Ask your question, Brit.
I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes.
How do you feel about the fact that Veer felt like he didn't have anyone's family support in the spelling bee? Do you feel guilt personally for that?
No.
If you could go back, would you change anything?
No. I'll tell you why. Because he is thinking of literal support. Like nobody sat there and made him read words and all. But he's the third kid. By the time he came around, systems have been built for 10 years to enable him to succeed. Now, I'm not going to sit there and count every systematic move we've made so that he even takes interest in the spelling bee. And if he wants to, everything is on autopilot how to do it.
Systems were in place to put me in a position for me to succeed in the spelling bee, but there were probably also 100 other kids that had that and didn't actually do it.
Without a doubt.
That comes from the actual person.
But
Yes, 100%.
Veer, I'm not taking anything away from your hard work because at the end of the day, you have to do the spelling bee, right? But my physical presence not being there is not
Yeah.
making me feel guilty, because these are systems we built over a decade where you and Zoya never placed anywhere in the spelling bee, but we still kept a system going because if he wanted to, it was available to him and he took advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unlike your dad who keeps reminding me that I'm an absentee parent, I don't feel I'm an absentee parent. Am I an absentee
When
parent?
did I remind you that you're down?
Oh my God. He literally
Dad, are you
did.
serious?
Are you
He was joking. Oh my god.
No.
I
What,
swear.
Zoya? Is he joking?
I don't know.
You have put me in this position of always having to need to defend dad in the last couple.
Wait,
Blame him for defense.
And then because that was so
But
obviously a
Bridge,
joke.
he literally said she doesn't want to work hard. That's why she wanted you to nap.
It was a context of fun and joke. We can take a
no more polls. I'm interjecting this poll. The last thing I want to say before we wrap this episode is one thing that I find fascinating is companies market to parents on their guilt. Like, I
Yes.
feel like one thing
Of
that happens
course.
a lot, and I just want to call that out because I feel like what's really interesting is there's this new, or I don't even know if it's new, but it's basically advertising products and services to parents that they cannot afford because, oh my gosh, you're going to be the world's worst parent if you don't invest in this thing for your kid.
Yes.
How do you, as parents, make a decision of this is actually worth it and this is not actually worth it?
I mean, I have very strong opinions on it, so it's easy. But he will say anything the kids like is worth it, and anything they don't like is not worth it. I don't agree with that, but that is one way of doing it. My way is another way of doing it.
You didn't describe your way.
My way is things I believe in, like things related to education. Things related to education are worth it. Like in your case, there was a heavy, oh my God, I can give you an example. Summer camp when you guys were little. Do you remember? Do you remember how much marketing we had to withstand? Summer camp. Every kid in Manhattan going to summer camp, expensive summer camp. Every kid, you come home, this kid, my friend is going, my other friend is going. I didn't believe it was worth it. And I didn't really care who else thought what. I think it's absolutely preposterous to spend hundreds of dollars a day per kid to just keep you running around in circles on a farm in New Jersey. Like, who plays 4 sports a day?
Or recently, I've noticed that there are literally diaper companies that suggest that if you don't use the highest quality diaper, your kid is going to experience burns for the rest of their lives. I just find it interesting, and I want to call it out.
Anyway, this was our topic episode on guilt and how guilt works, and most parents should use it, as we have shared a lot of tips and... Why laughing?
because that's not what the conclusion should be.
No, that is the
Most parents should use
conclusion.
it.
Rich, isn't that
Just
the conclusion?
interjected that as conclusion, as if we all talked about it and summarized in that.
Yes. Anyway, we all agree that guilt works to different levels with different people, but it is a great strategy. Please bring your families in, like, share, and subscribe this episode. And as we end every episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, so too we are going to end this episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, where each Garg gives another Garg a winning A grade for the winning moment, entertaining moment, enlightening moment of the episode. Who wants to go first?
I'm giving my A grade to Mom. I thought her metaphor about the volcano and letting me walk into the volcano was really funny.
I'm gonna give my grade to Mom. I thought her joke about how she doesn't want the unicorn, she just wants the corn was really funny.
I'm going to give my A grade to Veer. I thought that his act of pulling up his siblings for guilting him into everything, I thought that was really funny.
And true, but yeah. I guess I'll give my A grade to Dad. I just thought throughout the episode he had a lot of funny moments, just a lot of like little hits here and there to, you know, lighten it up from all like the darkness coming from my siblings.
What?
Bro, did you not get enough sleep last night or something? Why are you so aggressive right now?
I'm going to give my A grade. I'm going to give my A grade to Shalab.
Whoa.
Because at the very least, he understands and appreciates that how his mom parented him and how I'm parenting my kids are two different strategies and philosophies on parenting. And we're going to leave it at that. One not being better than the other on the record. We're going to leave it at that.
Really just leave it there.
Okay, yeah, but leaving it. I mean, but if you have opinions and want to share them in the comment section, this is an unofficial poll in an episode with so many polls. But We have loved talking about guilt. We hope you had a fun time with our family. We know we're not alone with using guilt as a technique. From the kids to the parents, parents to the kids, all the way around. We want to hear what you're doing in your life. Please watch this episode with your families and talk about the role of guilt in your lives. And until we meet again, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.